Sports Coach of the Year 4 separate times. Kayla Banworth, the proof's in the pudding here this season. 12-0 in her second season at the helm. She was the libero at Nebraska and an assistant coach for the Cornhuskers before bringing her talents here to the Magnolia State. Kentucky 8-3 on the year, 1-0 in conference play. Ole Miss 12-0 to begin the season. They're 1-0 in SEC action as well. Kylie McLaughlin serves. We're underway at the Gillum Center. Seth Austin, Brittany McLaughlin excited to bring you tonight's action. Net violation right from the jump. It'll be the first point of the evening going to Big Blue.
Serving for the Wild Cats, number 17, Allie Stumler.
All-American Allie Stumler, the senior outside hitter from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, making her 12th start on the season. 6'1" outside, averaging 3 kills and 2.5 digs per set here in 2021. Riley Fisher takes the second ball, bump set for Gigi Carvacho. There's Grom keeping it alive for Kentucky. Teeler with a cross-court swing, no touch, and Ole Miss knocks it back up at 1.
Both teams, I think, working out some kinks here. You saw the net violation and then the swing wide by Teeler. Not necessarily things that are atypical, but I think just getting a bit comfortable playing in a different gym for the Kentucky Wildcats for sure.
Grum going near side to Ajani Teeler. Teeler, the junior from Grand Prairie, Texas, 2.5 kills per set, 96 now on the season. And there's a good look at Emma Grom, the freshman from Loveland, Ohio in the Cincinnati area. Pretty big shoes to fill as a true freshman coming in and running the offense for Kentucky. Schnitta, a powerful swing down the line, a net violation on Skinner, and that's a big answer for the Rebels.
You know, up against a player like Sam Schnitta, Seth, it's hard not to press even further into the net, and having an entire preseason and one SEC match last week against Auburn for Kentucky to really pull their scouting report from, I guarantee they're going to be sitting on her team.
Second in the SEC in blocks this season. Ole Miss has really stepped it up at their play at the net. And there's an example of it there, the rejection on the slide. Ole Miss blocking 2.7 attempted swings per set. Nice up there from Kylie McLaughlin. Free ball coming for the Wildcats. Tharp to Grom. Grom goes outside to Skinner. That's something you're going to get used to seeing here tonight if Ole Miss does not have the answer with the block. One of the best players in the country in Maddie Skinner.
Best players in the country, and at such a pace, Seth. That is not a height typical for a hitter of Maddie's caliber to really kind of work with consistently, and she's so effective with it. It's going to be hard for the Rebels to keep up defensively with that.
Anna Baer answers with the hammer of a swing. It's 4-3 Ole Miss here in set number 1.
You know, I think that's a perfect example kind of the dichotomy of the outside hitter, right? We see a higher set and a longer, more powerful swing come out of Anna Baer, St. Louis, Missouri native for the Rebels, and then that shorter, quicker swing for Maddie Skinner and the Kentucky Wildcats.
Grom near side, back for Skinner, a looping swing. This one's not coming back. Second kill of the first set for Maddie Skinner. Sophomore outside from Katy, Texas, stands 6'2" tall. Her 5th start of 2021. The team leader at a hair under 4 kills per set. We were talking about that before we went on the air here tonight, Brittany. Ole Miss, a very balanced team. They have 7 players averaging more than 2 kills per set. Kentucky only has 4, but 2 of those players are averaging more than 3 and 1, nearly 4 in Maddie Skinner.
Right, absolutely. Anytime you've got a player that's that effective, it can be, and at its worst, you live and die by a player like Maddie Skinner. If she has an off night, it can really sink your whole team. So the more balanced approach that Ole Miss has can be effective. But as we see evidenced in the stat sheet, 3.95 kills per set coming into tonight. When she's on, she's unstoppable.
Same can be said for Anna Baer, who terminates that one, giving Ole Miss the serve again. Great defense from Ole Miss, and they turn it into offense. Carvacho tools the block.
That kind of effort and intensity is exactly what it's going to take for these Ole Miss Rebels to continue to stay right up next to and ahead of the Kentucky Wildcats tonight.
Carvacho back in the lineup for the first time since Ole Miss's win over Indiana. Big swing coming out of the middle there from Elise Getzinger. 6'4" sophomore from Blue Mounds, Wisconsin. You have to like that.
You see Sasha Ratliff just losing her player there. Elise Getzinger being the middle, kind of coming from out of the pattern there.
Ratliff a chance offensively. Nice up there from the freshman Bevan. Carvacho off hands, Skinner the first ball. Grom going outside to Stumler, who goes cross court with the kill. Allie Stumler was on the NCAA All-Tournament team, and you're seeing why. She has the ability to do this on every attack.
She really does, and that's more of the swing and the style of set that we're used to seeing in players like Anna Baer. If you watch the Ole Miss Rebels any at all, faster attacks like Maddie Skinner has are one of the reasons that Kentucky can be so effective in their offense, is that you don't exactly know what to keep up with. They have players in their arsenal that can do a little bit of everything.
Eleanor Bevan with the service error. Ole Miss's libero Bergio serves to get this point underway. Grom coming near side for Rutherford. There's a dig for Bergio. McLaughlin, back row set to the right side for Schnitta. It's too strong from the sophomore. Kentucky knots it up at 7 here in game number 1. Wildcats have won 2 in a row, coming off of a sweep of Missouri to begin SEC play, and then a 3-2 victory against Stanford. Marquee opponents littered throughout their non-conference schedule. Here's Lauren Tharp, Louisville, Kentucky native serving. Ball pushed into the center there for Burgach. Ball handling error called on Kentucky here on the set out to the near side for Teeler. So another point for the Rebels. They regain the lead, 8-7.
McLaughlin back to serve for the Rebels.
Kylie McLaughlin, grad transfer senior from Carrollton, Texas. Tharp with the receive. Grom going outside for Stumler, who's on fire to start game number 1. No answers right now for number 17.
That's exactly what I was just saying, Seth, with the pace at which these players can play. That is a faster, lower set than the previous kill that the Ole Miss Rebels saw from Allie Stumler. It just leaves you always playing catch-up, and that's never a position you want to be in as a blocker.
McLaughlin calls off Bergio for the second ball. Carvacho had to go towards the stands to try to send the third ball over. Point for Kentucky here, the number 6 team in the country here in 2021. Looking to keep a flawless record in SEC play, while Ole Miss is looking to stay unbeaten on the year and move to 13-0 in 2021. Stumler with the serve, challenging Riley Fisher, the Kentucky transfer. Set into the middle for Burgach, and that's going to get the fans on their feet.
Such a good response from Peyton Burgach there on that quick 3 in the middle, taking advantage, a smart set by Kylie McLaughlin, taking advantage of that shorter blocker with that 5-1 rotation setter in the front row that Kentucky has.
Peyton Burgach, 6'3" middle blocker from Parker, Colorado. Teeler working a lot on the right side here against Ole Miss, and she's getting the job done as she's done all season long for Kentucky. 14 kills on a 571 clip against Mizzou in the SEC opener. Accounted for 17.5 points in that sweep of the Tigers. Pretty darn good. Anna Baer on the serve receive, also got the swing there. A great dig by Kentucky, but the response on that roll shot from Skinner over the back line. A good job from Anna Baer and the Rebels forcing the issue. Baer averaging 3.62 kills per set. That's the best on the Ole Miss roster. Tough serve here. Skinner goes off hands. Ole Miss scrambling, gets it over the net. Third attack of the point for Kentucky. This one's not coming back over the net as Grom goes to Getzinger on the slide.
Such a great scrap play by Ole Miss. It didn't work out in their favor there. Smart set selection by the Kentucky Wildcats to throw it to the opposite pin.
Back row set now for Kentucky. McLaughlin goes to Ratliff. Picked up by the Wildcats. And then Skinner on the far side tools the block. And Kentucky pushes their lead back to 2. Sam Schnitta cross court with a laser.
Samantha Schnitta.
Second kill of the evening for Samantha Schnitta.
Sam Schnitta has been such a fun player to watch kind of blossom and take off this season, not just as an attacker. She's really gotten her serve under control, and she's been very effective behind the 10-foot line with her back row attack.
And she's been doing that since the moment she stepped on campus. And Ace led the team a season ago, and that is ace number 14 for Schnitta here in 2021.
You know, there's something to be said for a top spin serve versus a jump float serve in terms of difficulty, but I think the extra layer here is that she's left-handed, Seth.
Answers the ace with an error to tie things, excuse me, I should say Kentucky pushes ahead 13-12 after Ole Miss tied the game up at 12. Skinner to the back row to serve. Honorable mention All-American as a freshman last season. Unforced error on back-to-back services for each team, trading points here in game number 1. Carvaggio back on for the Rebels. Riley Fisher, Kennesaw, Georgia native. She'll serve for Ole Miss, 5'7" defensive specialist. Played in all 13 games for Ole Miss this year, and then a huge dig from her, just an overpass that Rutherford puts away. Rutherford, the sophomore right side out of Missouri City, Texas, 12th match on the year. She's one of those players that averages 2 kills per set, exactly at that round number, 2.00. Carvaggio, the power tip. Rutherford won right back, 15-13. Number 6 Kentucky leading Ole Miss here in game number 1. Back and forth between an unbeaten Ole Miss squad and the number 6 team in the land.
The kind of momentum that gets you from point to point and keeps it at such a high level.
Teeler out of the middle, picked up by Stumler after the block. Rutherford now slices one the other way for another kill. A couple of quick kills there from Reagan Rutherford. Her job is done. She'll come off, allowing Tharp to come on to serve. Lauren Tharp, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky, has 5 starts on the season, now make it 6. 2.11 digs per set, 80 of them coming into tonight's match. Second attacker through is Carvaggio. She tips, and right on cue was Tharp. Carvaggio goes up for the overpass and gets it to the floor.
A little bit of discussion off camera, Seth, between Craig Skinner and the down official. I think he'll be using a challenge here.
Yeah, Coach Skinner up off the bench quickly after that one, challenging for a potential net violation. It was Carvaggio that went up for the overpass. There's the tip. What do you see there?
I don't see any. I almost want to watch the playback one more time. Smart tip, first of all, to put Ole Miss in the situation where they have the ability for some net play, but I didn't see anything. As it happened in real time, I thought there might have been, but this is our best angle here, and I didn't see anything.
They would be on the overpass here.
She didn't even touch it, unless I'm mistaken. I think the ball hit the front of the tape on the Kentucky Wildcat side as she was in the air, sort of making myself and Coach Skinner and probably a lot of you at home wonder if she'd been in the net.
Challenge at a crucial point here in this first game.
For those unfamiliar with the challenge system, if it's no net violation or the ball was called in or out, the only way it can be overturned, similar to other sports with replay systems, is if there is conclusive evidence to overturn. Otherwise, the ruling on the court stands.
Take a look at the experimental challenge rule. Teams begin with 2. Calls reversed. They get to keep their challenge. So that's one gone there for Coach Skinner. And that'll make it a 1-point game with McLaughlin going into the back row for Ole Miss. Front row set for the Cats. Teeler and Stumler, pretty good duo to have. It'll be Teeler on the near side. Bergio tried to get to her right, could not keep that one alive, and it's Ajani Teeler with kill number 3 here into the first game between the Wildcats and the Rebels.
Smart shot by Teeler there. Off speed, deep into the corner, forcing Bergio to have to kind of go out of her way there, extend with one arm and try and get a touch on the ball.
Stumler serving, Bergach the pass. Schnitta on the right side, dug up by Tharp. Stumler forced the tip, nobody home in the middle of the court for Ole Miss. Veteran play there from Allie Stumler. Came into the match with 119 kills already this season. She's one of 4 Wildcats already with 3 kills. Stumler the dig, Skinner, roofed. Peyton Bergach. Ole Miss number 2 in the SEC in blocks here this season. It's been Bergach leading the way in the middle.
You know, we've seen some big kills this season, and even tonight from Bergach, but her blocking set has gotten loads better, in my opinion. She is more disciplined with staying on the net. She's doing a great job, even swing blocking, to be able to close with her outside, with her pin blockers.
Maggie Miller serving now for Ole Miss. Rebels down by 2. Junior from Houston, Texas. Challenging Tharp. Groom gets to the second ball, goes to Skinner on the far side. Lots of space before the back line there. Terminating it once again is Maddie Skinner, kill number 4 for number 2.
You know, I was just singing the praises of Peyton Bergach, and rightfully so, but what a player like Maddie Skinner, Allie Stumler, a team like Kentucky, Ajani Teeler do is put a lot of pressure on your pin blockers, and Anna Baer and Gigi Carvaccio, Sam Schnitta, Kylie McLaughlin, to really set up a strong block so that Peyton can close, and the pace at which they run their offense set is very hard for pin blockers to keep up with.
Both teams going all out defensively, as you would expect for 2 teams coached by Craig Skinner and Caleb Banworth. But in that case right there, it was a double-edged sword. A player came crashing through. Skinner couldn't get out there for that attack on the far pin. Point Ole Miss. Set to the back row for Stumler, finds the corner. 5 now for Allie Stumler here in the first game.
You know, if you've watched Ole Miss at all this season, you've seen quick and effective back row attacks like that from Sam Schnitta. So Ole Miss used to defending that in practice. A little bit different, though, when it comes from the middle. Sam Schnitta playing right back defense for the Rebels.
This ball finds Schnitta on the far pin. Back to Schnitta. Sharply hit ball by the sophomore, finds the sideline.
Won't lie, when Maggie Miller put that ball up, I had to lean back and wait a little bit. I was afraid it might be too tight for Schnitta to go up and really be able to do anything with a double block there. She proved me wrong, and well hit too.
Schnitta the serve now, the overpass, and Anna Baer is there to get Ole Miss to within 1.
Good discipline on the part of Anna Baer. This atmosphere, as I mentioned, Seth, the momentum, the energy, the excitement creates a tension in players that can sometimes be overwhelming, especially on easy opportunities like overpasses there. Anna Baer doing a good job and showing a little bit of veteran wisdom in just doing what needs to be done without allowing the excitement to carry her into the net in this case.
As with the ace she picked up earlier in this game, the second serve of her rotation is an error. Kentucky back up by 2. It's Maddie Skinner at the line serving. Here's Anna Baer. Tips, Grom taken out of it. Bevan bump setting the far side. Stumler. Allie Stumler right now, 6 kills on 8 swings, 0 errors, and a timeout is called by Kayla Banworth.
Really smart, really pretty. That was my first thought was, man, that's pretty. A nice thumb down, really sharp cross-court shot. Anna Baer not knowing if she should defend it. Riley Fisher not knowing if she should defend it. Just well placed from Allie Stumler.
Kentucky has dominated Ole Miss over the last handful of seasons. They are on an 18-match win streak. The last time Ole Miss came away with a victory, encroaching on the camera stand, and it's fun to see. We talked about it already. Yeah, there's Mike. Give the folks at home a wave, and then show you all your new friends over there to your left. It's fun, and they're getting into it, as you said, this team is 12-0, and they deserve this kind of an atmosphere. Impactful here down the stretch. Kentucky 3 points away from winning game number 1. Skinner serves. It's a set to Ratliff. Little shot there from McLaughlin. McLaughlin gets the second ball again here. Obs to go to Anna Baer. Anna Baer now with 4 kills, no errors, as she continues her hot start to 2021.
Love a line shot from an outside, and Anna Baer executes that perfectly. A good block from the Kentucky Wildcats. Maybe a hair late if I had to be critical, but really just kudos to Anna Baer on that swing.
Anna Baer top 10 in the SEC, 3.62 kills per set. Fisher, the pop-up serve. Grom sets Rutherford, who's blocked, but it's tooled all the way across the court for a Kentucky point. It'll be 23-20 with the freshman libero, Eleanor Bevan, serving for Kentucky. That'll come after this timeout. Kentucky only lost 9 sets a season ago. They're looking to try to
just so capable, truly capable, as evidenced by that win this season. The same squad we see on the floor right now, taking down 15th ranked Western Kentucky.
Ole Miss will take on Florida this weekend. 2 in Gainesville. Bevan serves. Free ball coming for the Wildcats. It's Grom going out to Allie Stumler, who has been unstoppable. 7 kills now on 9 swings.
Tough ball to defend there for the Ole Miss Rebels. Allie Stumler kind of going between the blocks. Sasha Ratliff a little bit late or a hole left. So you see San Bergio diving to her right simply because she was expecting that area to be taken up by the block.
Slide. Sent out for Ratliff. Coverage there from Carvacho. She's blocked on the tip attempt. Back to Ratliff. Grom going outside to Allie Stumler. Net violation on Ole Miss. And that's how the first game comes to an end. Or I should say, potentially come to an end. Looks as though we might have a challenge here from Kayla Banworth. No, incorrect. I'm sorry on that one.
Set, but that didn't happen. I just thought the coaches were filling out their lineup sheets preemptively.
Serving for Kentucky, number 17, Allie Stumler.
So Kentucky will start off with the rotation of Stumler at the back line serving. McLaughlin goes into the middle for Burgach. There's Bevan. This will be Skinner. She took a long path for that one, and Burgach sends it the other way.
A decisive way to start the second set. I don't anticipate Ole Miss to slack off any here. Or rather, if they do, it will become immediately apparent that they'll be outmatched and outpaced by the Kentucky Wildcats.
That's Burgach's 50th block of the season. And then Carvacho's attempt is blocked by the Wildcats. Back and forth early on, 1-1 in the second game. Seth Austin and Brittany McLaughlin with you here at the Gillum Center. A confusing end, albeit an exciting first game between these two foes. As Teeler E. Miller, the server for Ole Miss. Tharp had to go down for that one, but makes the pass. Tight set for Skinner. She tips it. Miller takes the second ball. Goes to Anna Bear looking for the corner and finds it.
You know, there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop that swing from Anna Bear. It's well placed. It's the right spot, and every team knows it. When you're off, when you're out of system, you take the path of least resistance. Swinging cross court, and it works.
Getzinger is roofed by Bear and Burkgotch, and the block is showing up now for Ole Miss here in the second game.
It's going to be important for Ole Miss to continue to push forward like this. Kentucky is going to respond. It's not a matter of if, just a matter of when. So the more pressure Ole Miss can apply here early in the second set, the better off things will be for them inevitably at the end of this set.
Skinner with another kill as she challenged Bergio in the back row. That's kill number 5 for Maddie Skinner. Team leader at a hair under 4 kills per set. 150 kills entering tonight's match. Also good for 1.3 digs per set with 19 blocks. The freshman setter Grom back at the line serving. Challenged Bear there. Schnitta goes cross court. That'll take Grom out of this one. McLaughlin hustles for the second ball. A roll shot is blocked from Bear. She'll get another opportunity here. Goes cross court. There's a dig from Bevan. Rutherford finds the back line. Both of these teams are so balanced, and that's what's made it so much fun to see. It's Rutherford getting a solo block, and she takes the most of it.
She really does. You can see there on the replay, Peyton doing everything she can, middle for Ole Miss, to try and take up some space. Sam Bergio just back there scrambling, trying to make the best of the situation, get a touch on the ball any way she can.
Here's Anna Bear, tooling the block on the near side, giving Ole Miss the 5-3 lead.
Good scrap and set here. It's off frame, but Anna Bear does a nice job of continuing to find the block and use it to her advantage.
Anna Bear again. Kill number 7 for Anna Bear. Still no errors for the junior.
It's really kind of been the Anna Bear show here today in the second set. Blocks and kills and blocks and kills. It's a balanced approach, Seth. You said 7 players with 2 or more kills per set. And Anna Bear, a leader in amongst the leaders of the SEC in that category, showing just why she deserves that accolade.
There's Skinner again. Maddie Skinner turning it up here in the second game. Pair of quick kills for her against Ole Miss in game number 2. Skinner had 19 kills last season against Ole Miss. And here's an ace for the sophomore. Maddie Skinner getting it done all over the floor right now for Big Blue. Serve goes off the tape. McLaughlin was forced to take the first ball, and then a joust at the net, if you will, of sorts. A swing there from Rutherford. Point goes to the ground for another Kentucky point. Tied up here now in the first game, the second game, with a score of 6-6.
You know, I hope it won't be this way, but I have the overwhelming feeling that little miscommunication plays like that may end up being the difference between who wins and who loses this match, Seth.
Another tight ball to the net, and Getzinger hammers it home.
Really, the truth of the matter is Ole Miss is a capable team. They're talented and they're aggressive. They're well coached and they're disciplined. The very same thing could be said for the Kentucky Wildcats. However, the Kentucky Wildcats have the benefit of being all the way to the very end of this NCAA road to understand the pressure and the longevity that you have to continue to apply as the season goes on.
Okay, so right now Anna Baer has 8 kills on 13 swings, no errors. Add that up with Allie Stumler's 8 kills on 11 swings. We have 16 kills on 20-plus swings from the two outsides, the two stars of these programs. They're putting their teams on their backs respectively, and it's been fun to watch.
It's always fun as an outside when you have an equal but opposing force. These players are up against each other in the front row even. Sometimes it's more fun when they're opposite. That's intentional, by the way. Coaches pairing up in their lineup certain hitters versus certain blockers, or taking advantage of a quick outside when your setter's primarily front row on the other side of the net. But Seth, you're exactly right. Two players that are unstoppable right now for their teams.
Sasha Ratliff has had a quiet match for Ole Miss. That's an attacking error. She has no kills. There's an overpass on a serve again. Back to Anna Baer. Absolutely stuffed by Kentucky. That one went straight down and then rolled underneath the net. And that's going to lead to a timeout from Caleb Banworth and the Rebels. 10-7 is our score here in Game 2. We'll be right back with the rest of the action here at the Gillum Center. (10-7) Kentucky here in game number 2. The Wildcats won the first set 25-20. Seth Austin, Brittany McLaughlin with you from the Gillum Center. Substitution being made as we get back underway in tonight's matchup as Julia Dice checks in for the Rebels. Front row set for Ole Miss as they look to side out. It's McLaughlin, Ratliff, and Baer, who just had her first attacking error on the block. Ratliff still without a kill as Kentucky stuffs her in the middle.
You know, prior to that block, Ole Miss really hadn't had many opportunities aside from Anna Baer kills to go up against the Kentucky block. A series of overpasses gave Kentucky some quick points.
Ole Miss on the season 20th nationally with 2.7 blocks per set defensively, and they're only being blocked 1.4 times per set on the converse side of that. So Kentucky doing a good job having some forethought as to where the serves, the sets may go, as they are stuffing Ole Miss at the moment. Stumler is rejected by Sasha Ratliff.
You know, we've seen some scrappy plays, long rallies between these teams, but a lot more of what we have seen is decisive plays. Big blocks, big kills, hard aces.
Carvacho, a roll shot. There's Grome. Bevan over the shoulders for Stumler. He finds lots of real estate in the back row and picks up her 9th kill of the match.
Dirty. That is the only way to describe that swing. A strong approach. Mistimed and a little bit mismanaged on the block there by McLaughlin and Ratliff, sort of bumping hips with each other and then jumping apart. But really, it's just a heads-up swing by Allie Sumler. 615 hit percentage. That's astounding. Astounding.
Scramble play from the Rebels is successful as Sasha Ratliff goes up for that third ball and puts it down. That could be a momentum builder for the Rebels.
Yes, it will. That's why you don't stop. Kentucky looking for a double call. Would have been that touch there by Julia Dice, I believe.
Bergio is back to serve.
Ratliff gets her first kill of the match there, the sophomore from Atlanta. Bergio setting Carvacho. Carvacho goes cross court and finds the line. It's a 1-point game.
You know, that's not as hard as Carvacho can swing, but that's about as smart as she can swing. As tall as she is, as long as her arms are, she really has a lot of opportunity to find real estate as an outside hitter. Uses it well there. Places it smart on the sideline.
6'4" sophomore. There's a massive dig from Fisher. And an attacking error from Carvacho.
Point, Kentucky.
The down official is calling a net violation. And so that's going to be another point for the Rebels. We're all tied up at 12.
Right there, you see it on your screen, a net violation, a challengeable play. A lot of times coaches will avoid using, in Coach Skinner's case, what would be his last challenge, because you can ask your athletes honestly, were you in the net? Do you think that ball was in or out?
Quick side out response there from Ajani Teeler. Teeler was moved from the outside to a middle blocker last season, and all she did was go on to be an All-American.
All she did.
That's all she did.
That's all she did.
You see her playing a lot on the right side here tonight.
She's a versatile player. She's so fun to watch because she really can be effective no matter where she's out on the floor.
Unbelievable from Bevan. Chicken winged that ball over. Now Kentucky has a chance to get offensive, and they do just that. It's Maddie Skinner with another kill. Bevan is just shrugging it off right now.
It's fun to see those types of plays happen. I've seen an elbow, I've seen a shoulder, I've seen a foot every now and then. It's all legal. Just not two parts of the body or two hands at different times.
Bergach with the answer out of the middle. Kill number 3 for Peyton. Came into the match with 82 kills on the season, 2.34. Had a career best 18 in the team's win against Western Kentucky. Skinner a big swing. There's Fisher once again. Carvacho now terminates it to tie things up at 14.
This is about the third time so far this match, Seth. I have thought back to what we talked about in the Open in Ole Miss responding last week at Auburn. They dropped the first set and then came back to win 3 straight, and we've seen them do that tonight in little snippets. Peyton Bergach's quick kill, Gigi Carvacho's kill just a moment ago. This team is responding to the pressure that Kentucky's applying, and whether they win the match or not, that's exactly how they have to play if they want to be competitive in the SEC.
And just like that, Ole Miss takes the lead in the game, 15-14. I've thought multiple times during this game, Kentucky was starting to make a run, and you had to believe that they were starting to take the energy out of the gym. They were looking like they had a chance to put on the gas, really break Ole Miss's will, and that has not been the case here in the second game at all.
It hasn't. They've, like I said, just responding, and then keeping the pressure on there.
Ole Miss up by 2. Kentucky takes a timeout. We're heading to break here at the Gillum Center. 16-14, Ole Miss leads. (16-14) here in game number 2. Ole Miss looking to respond and even up this match at 1 set apiece. Sep Austin and Brittany McLaughlin here in Oxford, Mississippi. A battle between the number 6 Kentucky Wildcats and the unbeaten Ole Miss Rebels. It's been as good as advertised thus far. Back row set for Ole Miss as McLaughlin serves it over. Groom pushing it out for Maddie Skinner. Now with 8 kills in the match.
You know, I saw something very quick, Seth. It was off camera, but I glanced up just in time to see Kylie McLaughlin look at her blockers and tell them just a little bit off. So even though Ole Miss loses the point there, it is a point that they're using to get better, to make adjustments, and that's exactly what you want to see in your team on the fly and what you would expect to see as a former player, former coach, a current coach in a veteran player like Kylie McLaughlin, giving by the minute, by the play adjustments to her blockers so she can be a better defender.
Point Kentucky there is the freshman Dice was in the net on the attack. Different look for Ole Miss here in this game. It'll be Dice on the right side. Carvacho on the outside pin with Burgach in the middle. Carvacho. Gigi Carvacho, kill number 5. The sophomore from Gallatin, Tennessee, coming through here in the second game.
Again, not her hardest swing. That's not to say it was a cakewalk, but a very well-placed swing. She's smart, and we're seeing her continue to evolve and grow and finesse balls when she's at the net versus just swinging straight down.
Getzinger tips, Burgach pops it up. Anna Baird delays her approach. Kentucky, though, scrambling to get it back over. Ball drops on the Kentucky side of the floor. Ole Miss ahead by 2, 18-16, looking to get to that 25-point mark.
A gutsy play by Kentucky there, throwing the ball, not just from such a distance across the court out of system, but with that much spin on it.
Bergio, an unbelievable dig. Kentucky, another opportunity to end it. Grom outside for Skinner, too strong, and Bergio's dig was the key play in that rally.
You know, Seth, now is when you have to go. You cannot stop. You cannot expect that Kentucky's going to say, well, it's almost over. If you're Ole Miss, you have to continue to treat it like every point is set point and continue to push until that whistle blows.
Kentucky moves Getzinger out to the near side pin. She hammers that one home for the Wildcats. 4 kills now for Elise Getzinger. Back row set now for the Wildcats. Stumler had it up, but Anna Baird's shot will not be returned. That's kill number 9 now for Anna Baird, the junior from St. Louis. 16 kills on a 224 clip against Auburn last Wednesday. Burgach serving now for the Rebels. Baird stuffed.
You know, not a bad idea, both tipping the ball and intentionally kind of finding it, pushing it into hands like that, hoping as a hitter to be able to get another opportunity and that your secondary, your coverage is going to be able to pick that up and you can transition.
Free ball opportunity for Kentucky. Getzinger absolutely crushes that one.
There it is. That's such a pretty swing. I waited to say anything because I'm not sure that words could have articulated what she did any better than watching it in a slower speed.
There's Sasha Ratliff. It was a nice up from Bevan, but that's all. It was one touch from the Wildcats as Ratliff picks up another kill for Ole Miss.
Now serving, Julia Dice.
Service error from Dice keeps Kentucky alive here in the game. 21-20 as they're trying to knot it back up. Bevan the serve, challenging the freshman Julia Dice. Ole Miss gets a swing on it. It's Anna Baird again. Double figures once again for Anna.
You know, that's one of those situations as a player where you don't have a ton of choices, but what you do have is control over placement.
Riley Fisher.
Riley Fisher serving now for Ole Miss. They lead 22-20 here in the second game. Teeler. Quick side out there for Kentucky.
And we mentioned it earlier, Seth, just how versatile a player like Johnny Teeler is, and I think that that's one of maybe the more hidden talents that Kentucky has. They have her playing right side primarily, but she can also hop in the middle. She can play on the outside. She's effective from the back row.
McLaughlin won that joust with Stumler. Skinner takes a swing. There's a diving effort from Dice and a tip from Ratliff. Teeler again. This one off the block and drops. 22-22. It's a Johnny Teeler's time now for Kentucky. Lauren Tharp serving now for the Wildcats. Carvacho powered it through the block. She's going to go up and swing at the first ball here. Now it's Kentucky's turn. Stumler blocked. Grom back row to Skinner. Maddie Skinner has put Kentucky on her back here in the second game. She's now tied for the team lead with 9 kills. We're going to step aside here with Kentucky on top 23-22. Stick around. We'll be right back. (23-22) Kentucky now back on top of Ole Miss here in the second game. Ole Miss is going to need this to continue from Anna Bear, the first attacker in this match to go to double figures. She has 10 kills, and she's done it really efficiently for Ole Miss.
She has done it efficiently. She's also done it effectively, as you mentioned, very quick. She's gotten there very quick. Not just the first player on either squad, but she's been smart at the net. She's used the opportunities that she's been given. That swing right there cross court, such a pretty and well-placed swing for her to get those kills for the Rebels.
3.62 kills per set. This is the 9th time that she's reached double digits in the kill category. Her counterparts right now are Stumler and Skinner. They've combined for 17. Maddie Skinner has been really good in the second set. Stumler had 8 kills, I believe, after the first game. She's got 9 at the end of the second set. Goes to show you that Ole Miss has been able to find an answer for Allie Stumler, but Maddie Skinner, we were saying during the break, when you put up a block for one and the other one's coming out of the back row. Who do you block in that instance when you have players of that caliber all over the floor?
You maintain to stop. You maintain and stop one leak and another one opens up. That's the type of team that Kentucky is, and that's why they are so effective year in and year out. 16 seasons consecutively for Coach Skinner in the postseason.
Good pass there from Dice. It's a slide to Ratliff into the net. Another point for Kentucky. It'll be game point. Kentucky had a nice lead early on in this game. They conceded it. Ole Miss looked like they were going to push to 25 first. But the Wildcats looking to go up 2-0 on the road. This will be a big point for Big Blue. Carvacho, not done yet.
Gigi Carvacho.
What are you made of? We're going to see that exactly here, these last couple of points, as Ole Miss has their back against the wall, but is in the driver's seat with the serve here.
Bergio the serve. Grom going outside for Stumler. She's forced to tip on a tight set. Carvacho rolled. 4 contacts called on Ole Miss. Looked like there was a shot that Teeler would have gotten a finger on it, but not there. So 25-23, Kentucky storms back to take 2 games to competing in her final campaign with the Baylor Bears. They got a nice toy to play with down in Waco. But here and now, it's Stumler and the Wildcats looking to complete the sweep of Ole Miss. They're up 1-0 now in the third game. Stumler serving now for Kentucky. She has been fantastic when taking on Ole Miss during her career. 9 service aces, has one in every single game she's ever played against the Rebels. Tip from Burgach. Grom going back row for Stumler. Finds the back line, flailed that one over the net at Ole Miss, and it drops in the perfect place when no one's thinking.
A great off-speed shot, just exactly where she wanted to put it.
One-handed set from McLaughlin, too strong for Carvacho. And Kentucky is off and running here in the third game. There's the first point of the game for the Rebels, 4-1 off the service error.
Miller serving for Ole Miss. Kill by Skinner. Point, Kentucky.
You know, we talked a lot about Allie Stumler, but that's a great swing by Maddie Skinner. Peyton Burgach, nowhere to be seen. Julia Dice doing the best that she can, but against a player like Maddie Skinner, a national champion team player like Maddie Skinner, there's just not a lot that you can do one-on-one.
Ole Miss another point now, 5-2.
Peyton Burgach serving for the Rebels.
Colorado native off the mark to the right there. That'll put Kentucky up on top, 6-2.
Bergio is on the court for Ole Miss. Second room for Kentucky, Reagan Rutherford. Braun back to serve.
Ratliff out of the middle. Grom punches it up. It's not coming back.
Ratliff. Point. Ole Miss. Dias back to serve.
This will be Dice serving now for Ole Miss. 6'2" freshman from right here in the state of Mississippi, Brandon. Bear cross court dug up by the freshman Bevan. This will be Skinner. Skies for that one, pops it over. Now Bevan hustling to get that second ball. 4 contacts though is the call, credit to the hustle. But unfortunately for Kentucky, it comes with too many touches. Anna Bear with the roof block on the near side to get the fans here at Gillum excited once again.
She really has been so consistent tonight. You know, we were talking about her hitting accolades, Seth, but she's really been a very formidable opponent on the right side, blocking against the right side, that is, of Kentucky.
Rutherford keeps it alive. Getzinger another chance to swing at this one. 2 players collide and attack on the far side from Rutherford. Ball eventually finds Anna Bear. My goodness. Her 11th kill of the match. It came in a very funky fashion here in the third set.
Got sidetracked a little bit at the McLaughlin-Ratliff collision. Saw her kind of turn and spin, sort of get her bearings again. I don't know if she got her bell rung, tweaked her knee.
Skinner kept up by Bergio. Bears dug up on the other end. Skinner. No No contact, and then a misfire on the swing. So an attacking error from Skinner. Point Ole Miss, they lead 7-6 here in the game. Another dig from Sam Bergio. Rutherford, the pack. A quiet 7 kills for Reagan Rutherford. She has been nothing short of fantastic for Kentucky.
You know, as a left-handed right side, that's something that Ole Miss has in the gym day in and day out to defend against in Sam Shinetta. But as you mentioned, a very quiet 7 kills. We've talked a lot about Tealers. We've talked a lot about Stumblers and Skinners.
Stumler pushes it down the line for her 12th kill. And back to Rutherford, 7 kills, 12 swings, no errors for the sophomore. Kentucky does not rebuild, they reload. That's what we're starting to see here in this match.
Service error. Point. Ole Miss. Checking back in for the Rebels, Gigi Carvacho. Now serving Riley Fisher.
Riley Fisher, the Florida transfer, serving here in the 3rd game. Played 3 seasons with the Florida Gators, 77 matches, 190 career digs over her career down in Gainesville. Rutherford again.
You know, she's kind of an innocuous player, Seth. You know she's there. You know she's capable of getting kills or she wouldn't be on the floor. But she's humble and hardworking in the way that she goes about it, but she is, man, you got to watch out for her. She's one that'll put the ball away quick on you.
Carvacho does just that with the touch on the Kentucky side of the net. Kill number 7 for Gigi.
A fast swing caught a little bit behind her head. Didn't have too much of a choice but to turn that ball line.
Another set starting off in a back-and-forth fashion, 9-9 with Bergio serving. Grome to Stumler, who sides out right away with a lightning bolt.
You know, with a back row setter like that, Peyton Bergach has to know there's no reason to jump with the setter, especially when you're leaving Allie Stumler one-on-one outside.
Tharp the serve, challenging Dice, a good pass from the freshman. Bergach out of the middle is dug up by Skinner. This will be Stumler. Once again, it's Peyton Bergach, team's leader in blocks, picks up another one here in the 3rd game, 10-10.
A great block there, and I misspoke. Setter is front row, Seth, but it really, with a player like Allie Stumler, it really does not matter if you do or if you don't have a one-on-one situation. Peyton Bergach able to get in front of her there and put the ball back down on their side of the floor.
Stumler again. Roll shot, not strong enough to get over the net, and Ole Miss regains the lead 10-11 with the Rebels on top. McLaughlin, the transfer from Oklahoma, started her career at Oregon State. Playing her final season with the Rebels, she serves. Another grad transfer, Bergio, picks up another dig. Riley Fisher comes flying through for a defensive play. Free ball coming for the Wildcats. Grome outside to Stumler. Kill number 14 for the senior from Indiana.
Really great diving play there by Riley Fisher. Gigi Carvacho giving the point. That's exactly what we'd call it in the game, giving the point to Kentucky regardless of the ability of the hitter putting it away. Never want to give a free ball to a team like Kentucky.
12-11, Ole Miss leads off the big swing from Bergach. 3 kills now for Peyton Bergach.
Miller serving for the Rebels.
Up to 85 now on the season for Peyton. Had 8 on a 313 clip against Auburn last week. Miller rolls one off the tape. Kentucky able to send it back over. Give and go between Burgach and McLaughlin. Bang!
At the risk of bursting your speakers at home, I won't give you my exact reaction, but a shrill whistle was the first thing I wanted to do. Man, what a pretty swing by Peyton Burgach. We've really seen her explode.
Heating up for Ole Miss here in the third game. They need it. Grome right side for Teeler, picks up another kill. Lajani Teeler now 7 in the outing. Came into the match hitting .381 in her career against Ole Miss. That includes 11 sets, 25 kills, 13 blocks for the junior from Grand Prairie, Texas. Teeler just 5'10", plays like she's 6'4", 6'5". So much fun to watch. Anna Bear is roofed by Getzinger and Grome.
Kentucky.
A big block for a setter. 8 for Ole Miss, just 3 tonight for Kentucky.
Bear puts it in the exact right location on that swing. Had a double block in front of her. Finds the left side of the hands of the middle blocker. Gets that one to drop to the floor.
You know, and you really don't have a whole lot of options as a hitter there, Seth. You're moved into the floor, you're tight to the net, and you've got 4 solid hands in front of you, so your only choice is really to tool the block. A smart shot for Anna Bear.
Attacking error from the Wildcats here as Ole Miss pushes to 15. It's 15-13. The Rebels are on top, down to 2 games to none, facing number 6 Kentucky. Set number 3 between number 6 Kentucky and Ole Miss. The Wildcats took set 1 and 2, but Ole Miss trying to extend this match. They lead at 15-13 here in the third game. Seth Austin, Brittany McLaughlin with you from the Gillum Center on the campus of the University of Mississippi. A wonderful Wednesday night of volleyball action. Just announced a new attendance record here at the Gillum Center as Ole Miss looks to stay unbeaten. They'll extend their lead to 3. I was just about to say before we went to break there, Brittany Grome had been in the front row. We had not seen her go into her bag of tricks for the attack on the offensive side. She does there and fires it into the net. What a swing from Skinner. That's how you answer the attacking error with one at 12 feet. No chance at bringing it back.
I don't know if it picked up on your speakers at home, but that ball slapped the floor. Such a great swing. Such a great swing.
There are players out there that can't do that in warm-ups.
I was one of them. I was one of them.
Ratliff the answer as she powers one into the corner. 17-14, Rebels leading here in game 3.
You know, we've talked a bit about quiet players. Sasha Ratliff is also like Rutherford in that way. Hasn't had as many kills tonight, but she's very capable of it, and that's something that Ole Miss could look to here in the third set to change their approach a little bit and come back in this thing.
Skinner misfires on the near side. Ole Miss 18, Kentucky 14. Kentucky with a 2-0 lead. It's a best-of-5 series, meaning if Ole Miss wins this game by out-racing Kentucky to 25, they would have to do it again in a 4th game. Will make it not matter, but it's perfectly placed by the senior Allie Stumler.
Teeler is back here for the Wildcats. Now serving Eleanor Bennett.
Carvacho blocked, and it's Rutherford. Rutherford's second block of the match, still staying perfect on the offensive end as well with 8 kills and no errors. 19-17, Ratliff cuts it one. Stumler, two-hand tip over, Dice picks it up. Ratliff punches it into the corner, that's where Skinner's at. Stumler takes a swing, Riley Fisher there to pick it up. Carvacho, a tight set, and just like that, Kentucky within one here in the game.
You know, just little lapses in mental intensity, Seth, are making the difference, in my estimation, between Kentucky and Ole Miss. Kentucky is continuing to stay aggressive, to stay in each play and push forward. Ole Miss having just small little moments, balls a little bit too tight, not pushing free balls all the way up to the net to be able to take full advantage of a three-hitter rotation.
Kentucky looking to do what they did in 2020 all over again here in 2021. The national champions from a season ago, winning 3-1 over Texas. Maddie Skinner really came on late for the Wildcats. She was, we get the numbers right for Skinner, was averaging 2.7 kills during the season and bumped that up to 3.1 during the NCAA tournament. Craig Skinner and the Wildcats win the first ever NCAA championship in volleyball for the Southeastern Conference. You have to believe the Wildcats, as you look at the top 10 of the coaches poll, feel like they can make a push again here this season.
Absolutely, and especially at that point in the season, Seth, you know, you've seen all of your conference opponents, and so you're seasoned, is a good way to put it. You're seasoned in what it takes to push and win against some of the top teams in the country. That's the benefit to playing in the Power 5 and Group of 5 schools and conferences. You enter the tournament at the end of the year and you're ready. You should be playing your absolute best volleyball then, and Kentucky, ranked number 6 right now, I would not be surprised at all to see them in the top 4 this year.
80% of the matches they played in the non-conference were against either teams that were ranked or receiving votes at the time. Well-constructed schedule for Craig Skinner and his bunch. Again, they could have gotten 4 of their seniors back due to COVID eligibility. They got the job done last year. So there's big shoes to be filled, but as we said already, this is a team that is just reloading for 2021. 19-18, Ole Miss leads, and now it's tied. Rutherford and Teeler again on the near side pin, make it 19-19.
You know, you can't put that swing on Gigi Carvacho. It's recorded that way in the stat book, but it starts with the pass. Kentucky really doing a good job, honestly, of singling out Julia Dice and forcing her to pass as a freshman, making her prove her worth.
The answer by Ratliff. It was needed. 2019 Ole Miss.
Bergant shakes into the Rebels. Bergio is back to serve.
There's the first mistake of the evening for Rutherford, a roll shot that winds up in the net. 21-19, Ole Miss leads. Bergach terminating a big kill from number 4 in white. 22-19 Ole Miss.
Heads up net play by Peyton Bergach. You saw a quick tip there, and then she reloads and recognizes that she has the space and the ability to swing for a hard kill.
Bergach now with 5 kills, no errors in the match. Ole Miss being paced by Anna Barron, her 12 kills, 7 for Carvacho. Stumler, 14 as a freshman. And before the year, just talking with Coach Caleb Banworth, she said that Peyton was a player that gave them no choice but to put her on the floor. And you see what she's done, 18 kills, 9 blocks in that top 15 win over Western Kentucky. One of the better players, both offensively and defensively, for the Rebels here in 2021.
Absolutely, and she has a solid serve too. I don't know exactly what her ace to error ratio is, but she stays on the floor, but because of her height and her reach, Seth, she's able to put a really aggressive ball in play when she's serving.
Bergio, the server for Ole Miss. Grom going to Teeler. It's picked up by Sam Bergio. Carvacho, the swing. There's the libero for Kentucky. Stumbler goes cross court. Another incredible dig from Sam Bergio. And then Carvacho tools the block. Once again, we said her name 3 times during that rally. It's the Maryland transfer, Samantha Bergio, serving for Ole Miss. She had 3 digs during that rally to keep her team's chances alive.
She's really made great adjustments, Seth. That's kind of what I've been watching and just taking mental note of in my head. She's made great adjustments defensively against Allie Stumbler, even if the block isn't there.
Out of the back row, there's Skinner. Kentucky trying to push back into this game and complete the sweep. Ole Miss has other plans.
We have a challenge, and that play is now
Challenge from Ole Miss. Caleb Banworth is contesting whether Skinner attacked in front of the 10-foot line. Back row attackers have to
be perfect. They just have to be good to close this out. But really, the truth is they do need to be perfect. They need to put it away as quickly as they can if they're going to have a chance.
Bergach the tip. Scramble play won't be effective for Kentucky this time. 25-20, Ole Miss wins game number 3. A 4th set coming your way from the Gillum Center. We'll be right back as the Wildcats and Rebels battle in Oxford. Game 4 coming your way between number 6 Kentucky and the Ole Miss Rebels after Ole Miss takes the 3rd set 25-20. Kylie McLaughlin serving for Ole Miss. Bergach again finds the space in the middle of the floor.
Off speed, smart, recognizing you don't have as much real estate as you thought you did simply because you're late. That ball's behind your head, but choosing not to take a full swing out of bounds, giving a point to Kentucky is a really smart move.
Stumbler picked up by Riley Fisher. Stumbler off the block. Allie Stumbler pushing towards 20 kills in the outing. That's her 17th. Hitting close to a 400 clip.
You know, I think for Ole Miss, you're not going to be able to stop a player like Allie Stumbler. You simply have to stop the bleeding. You have to be able to maintain and then continue to be effective against the rest of Kentucky's arsenal.
That one's going down in the score sheet as a thunderbolt. Not really a tip shot there from Peyton Bergach is effective. They have continued to feed her here late into the 3rd game and now early in the 4th. It must be a matchup that the coaching staff likes for Peyton Bergach.
Absolutely. I think it's one that, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Doesn't have to be a thunderous kill every single time like that one there from Allie Stumbler. Off-speed shot, thunderous kill, both go down as a point for your team.
Once again, here's Lauren Tharp. Good pass from Miller. Set outside for Anna Baer, who's been quiet as of late, but now has 13 kills.
Exposing a hole in the block, exposing the fact that she's one-on-one against a setter.
Good coverage on the tip from Teeler by Dice. Baer gets a swing on it. Grome's going outside for Stumbler. Blocked. Kentucky's going to send it over. Miller, McLaughlin, Ratliff. Kept alive by Kentucky. Good rally here between the Rebs and Wildcats. Ratliff isn't being brought back. Sasha Ratliff had a slow start to the match, now has 6 kills for Ole Miss.
A perfect example there. It doesn't have to be a ball that goes straight to the floor. Sometimes it's simply about outlasting the play. Ole Miss showing some longevity. They've got legs as we're seeing this match progress.
A tap error from Stumbler. Haven't said that a whole heck of a lot tonight. Just the 5th error for Allie Stumbler in the match. And Kentucky is going to make a change at setter. It's Cameron Scheitzock. She goes outside for Allie Stumler, and they connect right away.
A tight ball. Scheitzock doing a really nice job of going up. Didn't have a lot of options. Couldn't put a ton of air underneath that ball. Stumler connecting well with it, obviously. Sends the ball straight down.
Scheitzock has played on this floor before for Kentucky. When Madison Lilly was in concussion protocol a few years ago, she had 50 assists in the win. Dig from McLaughlin looking for the corner. No good. A huge swing there from the Wildcats as they get back to within 2 of Ole Miss here in the game.
You know, Seth, every now and then those fall. Every now and then you get slapped in the chest by a ball on defense, and it also falls for a kill.
The power dump there from Julia Dice. What a special player. Coach Caleb Banworth thinks number 10 is going to be for Ole Miss. From Brandon, Mississippi, Hartfield Academy, the first Mississippi native to don an Ole Miss uniform since 2002. Scheitzock underneath this one, going out for Skinner, who goes line. What have you seen from Cameron Scheitzock so far as she takes over as Kentucky setter?
You know, I think she's maybe, well, objectively speaking, her personality, her presence on the floor seems to be a little bit more open, assertive, aggressive. Those are all words that I could use to describe her style as a leader, as a quarterback. She seems to be more vocal, equally capable.
What a play from Ole Miss. A stuff block, but the coverage is perfect. Anna Bear goes up and takes a swing at one and picks up another kill.
Nice job on coverage by the Rebels there, and Anna Bear choosing to jump up in front of Sam Bergio is the right choice. You always want to stay aggressive, and I think that's one thing this team is learning in real time. We are seeing them learn in real time that aggressive attack behavior begets aggressive attack behavior. The more you do something, the more you want to intend to keep doing it.
Nice swing from Stumler out of the back row. Also worth mentioning for Kentucky here in the 4th game, Eleanor Bevan is having a fantastic night as the Wildcats libero, 12 digs, but they're playing without Raya Walker, the team's leader in digs per set, 3.38, who's in concussion protocol, so we wish a speedy recovery to Raya. But Bevan doing a great job. She's been thrust into this role going back to the Wisconsin match, and she seems to be a real deal after Gabby Curry leaves. When we talk about shoes needing to be filled, welcome to the bigs, Eleanor Bevan.
You know, I think that a team like Kentucky is not going to be short on players that are capable simply because of the way that they practice, the gym that they're able to field on both sides of the floor when they scrimmage. Every player is going to be capable that dons a Kentucky Wildcat jersey.
I'll give you 100 guesses as to where this primo defensive specialist is from. And first 99 don't count.
Yeah, I almost made a reference to Louisville, Kentucky. Coach Skinner having the ability to cherry pick players out of one of the best defensive areas in the country. Hands down, Louisville, Kentucky brings some of the most aggressive and best skilled defenders, back row defenders in the country.
Big swing there from Gigi Carvacho on the near side pin, puts Ole Miss up 10-7. As Ole Miss is trying to force a 5th game against number 6 Kentucky. Burgach out of the middle. What a swing from Peyton Burgach.
Peyton Burgach has really been great this match. A one-on-one situation there, and she takes advantage of it by swinging across her body deep into the court.
Double figures now for Peyton Burgach. 10 kills on 15 attacks, 0 errors still. Scheitzock bump setting Stumler. Stumler goes through the block. Bergio's gonna push one over. Bevan the first ball, Scheitzock the second. Here's Stumler. Off a block, Carvacho with the dig. She'll get fed on the outside, and she'll tool Kentucky on the near side pin. Gigi Carvacho now in double figures, for Ole Miss. Timeout taken by Kentucky as Ole Miss leads it 12-7 here in the fourth game. Setting up Rutherford here out of the break. Another kill for Reagan Rutherford, 6-foot sophomore. Saw action last year against Ole Miss in Lexington. Played in just one set, had 3 kills on 3 attacks. You can see she's got some confidence building up facing off against the red and blue. Carvacho off fingers.
Gigi Carvacho. Ole Miss. Bears in for the Rebels. Now serving, Maggie Miller.
Third double-digit match this season for Gigi Carvacho. She'll get a breather. Maggie Miller on to serve. Good pass from Stumler. It'll be a set into the back row by Skinner. One-on-one. Burgach goes up and rejects it.
You know, it's pretty typical that you'll just leave your middle up in a back row attack situation, but the faster and the harder that the ball come in against a player on a block like Peyton Burgach, the faster and harder it returns to the floor.
Stumler the answer. Every time tonight Kentucky's needed a big play, it's been 17.
She really is just so special, Seth, as an outside hitter, as a defender as well. You know, she's a player that you don't have to worry about making a substitution for because she's got the legs to go all 6 rotations and the defense and discipline to be able to be effective in the back row, or less she isn't a liability in the back row.
For the Rebels.
Craig Skinner up off the bench, getting an explanation on the last play, a service error from Tharp. Burgach serving for the Rebels. She'll answer with a service error of her own.
Point, Kentucky.
Rebs by 5 here in game 4. Stumler to the back row for Kentucky.
Stumler will serve for the Wildcats.
Bergio the overpass on the serve receive. Teeler blocked. Scheitzock outside for Skinner, who tips. Bear overpasses and Skinner punishes it.
Skinner on the kill for Kentucky.
I'll admit that is a sharper cut on the ball than I was anticipating Skinner to put down right there. She could have quite easily cut across her body to the right back zone 1 position on the Ole Miss side of the floor, but she didn't. She went sharp and it was pretty.
Bear goes off the tape. Bevan there with the dig. Teeler goes cross court. It's dug up by the setter McLaughlin. Anna Bear tracks it down, looking for the corner and finds it.
We've seen a few kills like that from Anna Bear, and honestly, I won't say she's kind of late coming on because she's certainly gotten a number of kills in this match already. But the thing she's been is consistent. When the balls come her way and it's needed to go to the floor, she's done a good job of exactly that.
Scheitzock comes near side, and it's Ratliff and Bear blocking it the other direction, finding the line on the far side of the floor. The Rebels are running here in the 4th set.
We've seen this kind of lead before, Seth. Ole Miss really needs to be cautious here, not in how they approach the game, but in choosing not to let their foot off the gas. I just mentioned the right opportunity and the right time to do things, and Anna Bear showing us exactly that. Thundering, powering through the kill. You know, you'll get blocked less than you'll beat the block. And when you know that as a player, it can make you a little bit more bold, a little bit more brave, and it definitely gives you confidence, especially whenever you're up 7 points on the defending national championship on your home floor in a packed gym with the momentum behind you.
Players make their biggest jump between their freshman and sophomore seasons. What more can you say about what Peyton Burgach has become here in 2021?
She's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And I don't just say that from a purely offensive or defensive standpoint. It really has been all of it. She's shown us that she's smart, not just in her shot selection, but in choosing to be disciplined and reserved on balls that are tight to the net, knowing when to make big swings, knowing when to hold back a little bit. And she's been consistent from the serve-receive line. You don't want your middle blocker to be a liability from the back row. One of them has to serve. You don't always want to have to sub for the same person, but in this case, Peyton Burgach is able to hold her own, and tonight she's well on her way to a double-double if this thing goes 5 with the way that she's blocking tonight, Seth.
10 kills, 5 blocks. Also does not have an error in the match, hitting .667 on 15 swings. Also has 3 digs to her name here this season. Record attendance here at the Gillum Center tonight. Ole Miss undefeated, trying to knock off a top 10 foe for the first time in program history. The soccer team just a week ago got their first top 5 win in program history when they knocked off LSU. Big one on Saturday in Tuscaloosa with the Ole Miss football team taking on Alabama. And now the Ole Miss volleyball team trying to put a stamp on the 2021 season and get a marquee win against a bitter foe from the SEC. Skinner tips. There's going to be a joust at the net, a block from McLaughlin. It was a big one. Another swing from Skinner, dug up by Bergio. Anna Baer now cross-court. Oh, Kentucky has had no answers for that cross-court swing from 28 and wide.
You know, really, I think what it's boiling down to is Sasha Ratliff and Anna Baer together in this 5-1 combination with Kylie McLaughlin, the setter in the front row. You have to honor a tall setter like Kylie McLaughlin. So if you're a middle for Kentucky or any opponent against the Rebels, you've got to hold just half a second, and that's all that Anna Baer needs to expose that corner.
Good effort there from the Rebels, but a kill for Kentucky as they try to inch back into this game. Grown back into set for the Wildcats. She's got Getzinger and Skinner. Ajani Teeler serving for Kentucky, challenging Bergio. Baer dug up by Stumler. Close to the net. 2 players swing at the same ball. Point Ole Miss. Doesn't always have to be pretty.
You know, maybe for the first time tonight, Seth, I saw Kentucky exhale a little longer than a breath. We'll see how they turn it around. This point here specifically, Ole Miss not showing any signs of slowing down, and that's exactly what they need to do, not just to force a 5th set, but to make it their 5th set.
There's an error at the back line from Ole Miss. Back row set now for Kentucky as Grome retakes the setter spot for Coach Skinner's bunch. She's got Rutherford, Getzinger, and Skinner along the front row. Front row set as well for the Rebels with McLaughlin. It's Ratliff and Carvacho. A joust won by McLaughlin, flexing on him at the net.
I tell you, there might not be a cockier position when it comes to net play and jousting than setters. They have got a lock on jousts. Sometimes it's because they're the last to touch the ball. Sometimes I think it's because they know it. They're playing like with the confidence, a little bit of that swagger that they know they can win a joust.
Carvacho takes a swing, and the Kentucky block was there. Not sure if they got a hand on it, but regardless, the point for the Wildcats. Peyton Burgach finds the sideline. Kill number 11.
You know, you asked me a little bit ago, Seth, what I thought about Peyton Burgach and the way that she's playing and has come into that season. It is truly night and day. She is not just playing well for a little bit during preseason against some teams. She's showing us against the defending national championship Kentucky Wildcats that she can hang. Not only that she can hang, but she's forcing them to do something about it.
22-15. Eleanor Bevan serving for Kentucky. Out of Mercy High School in Louisville, Kentucky, 5'5" freshman. I'm not sure if Burgach got a hand on that swing. I don't know that she's sure either, but a point for Ole Miss.
It'll be recorded as hers. Underset, maybe a little bit out of position on her approach, but she does something with it. Something's enough in this case to give the Rebels 23 on the scoreboard.
Teeler blocked by Burgach. Stumler rolls it off fingertips, but a net violation on Dice. Blows the play dead and gives Kentucky their 16th point of the game. This is Tharp challenging Anna Bear. She'll get it right back on the outside pin, uses the block on the near side, and gives Ole Miss set point.
She's a player I remember commenting on her cool-headedness. She's just steady. She's not going to ride a bunch of these emotional highs and lows, and she's not going to show that to you. She might get pumped up and smile after a swing, but she's a player that you can count on to be pretty consistent emotionally, and sometimes it's exactly what you need is to keep your feet on the ground, emotionally speaking, and put the ball in play.
Attacking error from Stumler sends us to a 5th set here in Oxford. 25-16, the most dominant win for either team here in this match. A heavyweight fight here in Oxford. Ole Miss undefeated on the season.
More, maybe a few more to prove it.
Playing to 15, win by 2. Stumler serving for Kentucky. Bergio the pass. It's an attack from McLaughlin. Kentucky was ready for it. Skinner, the first point of set number 5. Maddie Skinner now with 15 kills in the match. Her teammate Allie Stumler has 22, with Rutherford not far behind at 9. Teeler having 8. For Ole Miss, they've got 3 in double figures. Anna Bear 18, Peyton Burgach 12, Gigi Carvacho with 11. Stumler again. Carvacho.
Gigi Carvacho.
You know, every point is big in a 5th set, Seth. You don't have, I don't want to call them wash points, but you don't have the first 10 points of sets 1 through 4 to kind of get your feet wet, to kind of build momentum again. Exactly what Ole Miss left the 4th set with, which was decisive momentum, is exactly what we're seeing carried into this 5th set.
Teeler powers 1 through the block. Johnny Teeler now with 9 kills. Ole Miss hitting 344 as a team. Kentucky hitting right around 250. The number that stands out the most, Ole Miss 10 blocks to Kentucky's 6. Maddie Brezowitz in to serve for Kentucky, the junior from Burlington, Wisconsin. Her 9th match of the season, 13th set playing for Kentucky here in 2021. Carvacho, the free ball over. She'll give it to Brezowitz. Grome coming on the slide to Getzinger.
We've seen a few kills like that tonight out of Getzinger. Gigi Carvacho doesn't really float too bad. Getzinger just doing a nice job of coming inside that one-on-one block situation, hitting back into the floor.
Riley Fisher on the serve receive for Ole Miss. The set outside for Carvacho. Dug up by Stumler. Another swing on the far side from Maddie Skinner. She tools the block for her 16th kill. Skinner 16 kills, 10 digs, a double-double for Kentucky as UK is on a 3-0 scoring run.
And that's exactly what you don't want to have in a 5th set situation, is any kind of scoring run. It always needs to be side-out mentality, every single serve.
Skinner tips this one. Carvacho there, but can't keep it alive for long, as it's been the Maddie Skinner show here in the 5th set. A quick timeout from Ole Miss. We'll take a media timeout here in the 5th set with the number 6 Kentucky Wildcats leading Ole Miss 5-1. Set number 5 between number 6 Kentucky and Ole Miss. It's a 5-1 lead right out the gates here in this 5th and final set for the Wildcats as they look to move to 2-0 on in the season. Again, these two programs are playing to 15, win by 2. Anything can happen, but Kentucky off and running here after dropping the last 2 sets. Ole Miss looking for an answer out of the break here. Back row set for the Rebels. They have Dice, Carvacho, and Burgach in the middle. It's been a lot of 4 here lately in this match. There's another swing from Peyton. And they're going to get her for breaking the plane and touching a ball that was on the other side of the net.
Those at home that don't know what the plane is, imagine an invisible pane of glass extending straight from the top of the net. A player cannot enter that plane, which it looks like Peyton Burgach did, until the ball is also in that invisible pane of glass.
A 5-0 scoring run now for the Wildcats. It's 6-1 as Brezowitz continues serving for Kentucky. Dice on the serve receive. She'll go out to the right pin, taking a swing there. Stumler picks it up. A swing on the far side by Skinner, and Burgach and Dice combine for a big block.
You see such an authentic and sweet, really, response from Julia Dice. It's a big block for a true freshman to get against a player like Maddie Skinner.
This will be Maggie Miller serving for Ole Miss, down 6-2. Miller has 3 assists in the match. Getzinger, another one on the slide. Kentucky's dialed that up twice now here in the 5th set.
We talked about Rutherford kind of being quiet. Getzinger's had that type of match too, putting up some good numbers for Kentucky, but she's not having the consistency of sets that we're seeing go to Stumler, to Stumler on the outside.
Getzinger has the least amount of kills for an attacker here tonight for Kentucky with 7. Anna Bear leading the way for Ole Miss. That's kill number 19 for the junior.
And that's exactly what Ole Miss needed right now. Not a point that Kentucky gave them on a hitting error or a service error. They needed to earn one to shift the momentum and the confidence back to their side of the floor.
It's a new season high for Anna Bear here, 19 kills. Lauren Thompson served the final point of the 4th set. Here she is serving again. There's a dig from Maggie Miller, and she covers the block there. Ole Miss is not going to get it over, though. They scramble for it, but the point will go to Kentucky.
Said this would ordinarily be the point in the 5th set where teams would switch sides, but COVID protocol has players staying on their bench in their half of the floor for the entirety of the match, regardless of what set it is. So we'll continue to play here.
Overpass on the Skinner serve. No, a net violation on Kentucky. That is a major swing in energy.
I think that's the perfect way to describe it, a major swing in energy, because that was a big swing. Julia Dice ended up playing it off her shin and then touched again, but it didn't matter.
Volleyball IQ at a maximum for the freshman Eleanor Bevan, who got out of the way of that ball at the last second. 9-4 Kentucky leads in Bevan serves. McLaughlin going outside for Anna Bear, cross court. And there's kill number 20 for Anna Bear.
Smart set selection by Kylie McLaughlin. Grad transfer setter for the Rebels. She keeps both Sasha Ratliff and her one outside hitter, one pin hitter, Anna Bear in front of her. Sends Sasha Ratliff on a quick attack to hold that middle just half a beat, and that's all that Anna Bear needs to expose that corner. I've said that before, but I expect to see it again. It's effective.
Carvacho does a good job covering the tip. Bergio's going to push it over. Skinner, Grome, Teeler, dug up by Bergio, but a net violation this time on Ole Miss.
Quick little hop, trying to make up space by Sasha Ratliff. It ends in an error.
Here's Lauren Tharp. Kentucky up by 5. The slide for Ratliff, dug up by Tharp. Grome going outside to Stumler, working quick. There's Bergio in the right place. A quick set into the middle for Sasha Ratliff. She finds the near side corner.
You know, Ole Miss showing that they can continue to hang here. I worried, not in a heavy sense, but I worried that they wouldn't have the durability to be able to hang with a team like Kentucky into 5, but that's really what's going to be required of them, and they're showing that they can hang here with the Kentucky Wildcats.
Teeler, one of the bigger swings we've seen tonight. Cross-court cut from number 15 in blue to get into double figures.
A one-on-one really situation for Julia Dice to have to defend against.
Bergio gets to the floor to keep it alive. Grome coming near side for Teeler. She tips. It's Fisher going up for it. Then a joust won by Teeler.
That's truly such a high volleyball IQ play by Teeler. Kylie McLaughlin's no slouch when it comes to the setter position, and she goes up against Teeler, who turns that ball sharp, using her core to throw it down almost perfectly along the net.
Here's Saturday's college football triple header we've got for you on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Tennessee kicks things off at Missouri at noon Eastern.
Under your belt, you know, that may end up being the pinnacle of her career, but it's certainly a good stepping stone to build off of as she moves forward with 2 years left in her career.
I love these stats about Maddie Skinner and the team's 5-set win over Stanford just a few weeks ago. Had the final 3 kills, including 1 attack out of the back row. They just kept beating her. They knew she was on fire. She was the go-to player, and it was all in a career-high performance, 24 kills and 14 digs. It's that go-to factor. It's when you're down, when your back's against the wall, who do you go to? For Kentucky, they have a player of Maddie Skinner's caliber. McLaughlin stuffing her. That's huge for Ole Miss.
You know, I kind of got goosebumps there as the ball was passed. Bergio puts it over the net. That's never what you want. Kylie McLaughlin doing a nice job of just taking a breath, going up, and doing the most that she can, the best that she can, and in this case, works out for a point.
Tharp on the serve receive. Grome going outside to Skinner, who answers with a kill. And that's why she's a go-to player, because even after getting rejected the way she did on the last rally, she knows how to go back and make a point happen.
Yeah, you absolutely have to be able to continue to go back and back and back. For Peyton Bergach, a little bit late there with a Genslinger, and then you've also got a front row setter. You kind of have to make a choice. Do I go out to Maddie Skinner, or am I going to honor a player who's got a few kills, or the setter who's front row but been inactive?
Kentucky keeps with the play, and they hammer it to the floor. Ole Miss thought that one dropped. Caleb Banworth is going to challenge it. Let's get a look at this.
Oh, there's no angle there between Grome and Genslinger turning around to touch the ball. The line judge official called the ball down.
This is a massive challenge for Caleb Banworth and the Rebels. You're seeing, I believe, Tharp come crashing in here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the shadow, Seth. It would appear to me that the ball is down.
Yeah, if that's the case, I agree with you, Brittany. It both amplifies the importance of the challenge system, get the call right here in college volleyball. It also emphasizes, don't take it away from Kentucky in a sense, where they played until the whistle blew and they won the point and forced the challenge. So kudos to both teams playing through the whistle one and then getting the challenge off and keeping this set, this match alive here on a Wednesday night.
You know, you do want to play until the whistle blows, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Seth, because sometimes the better of an actor you are, the more you might get away with. I may or may not be speaking from experience in that realm as far as playing goes, but to Kentucky's credit, they didn't stop. And as you mentioned, without a replay system, it would have just been match point for UK.
13-8, Maggie Miller serving for Ole Miss. They have a back row set with Dice, Burgach, and Bear across the front. Front row set for Kentucky. It's Getzinger and it's Skinner at Grome's disposal. Where will Grome go? She'll go outside for Skinner. Dug up by Bergio. And then Dice into the net for Ole Miss.
Rutherford's in the game. Blow along with the serve. Match point.
Match point for Kentucky. The freshman setter is Emma Grome. And it's an error keeping Ole Miss alive.
The Rebels are going to have to be perfect, absolutely perfect, for at minimum 5 points. 7 if they want to end this thing.
Net violation on the Rebels is going to give Kentucky their 15th point in the game.
That play will be challenged
for the moment. A challenge here at the end of the 5th set, we promise. Kayla Banworth up off the bench.
I saw the green card.
Yes.
I saw the green card.
So, for the moment, Kentucky improving to 2-0.
It looked to me like Julie Dice's hair. Now, I can't speak if her hip or arm was, but your hair does not count. Neither does your jersey. I didn't pay too much attention to Sasha Ratliff, but I didn't think she was close enough.
The call's going to stand. Ole Miss in the net on back-to-back plays. And Kentucky improves to 2-0 on the year to start off SEC action. What a fight from the national champions to down Ole Miss and move along here in SEC play.
Down them on their home floor, but really, you know, challenge the Rebels in a way that they have not truly to this point yet in the season. And I think that just speaks, you know, volumes about what is yet to come, what's still to come for the Rebels here in Oxford.
22 for Stumler, 20 for Skinner. That'll do it for us here in Oxford. For Brittany McLaughlin and our entire crew, I'm Seth Austin saying so long. Final score, Kentucky beats Ole Miss 3-2. You can catch this match on replay as other matches on our family of ESPN networks by downloading the ESPN app or by going online to watchespn.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.